Alexis coming back to you today to do a quick, kind of simple DIY for you today. But it's not super quick, it's not super easy, but I think it's super dope, super fun. It's really cheap and inexpensive. And I want to apologize ahead of time for my appearance. It is my day off, but I did try to get a little mascara and a little lip gloss going on so I don't look as bad on camera. And if the lighting changed, I apologize for that ahead of time as well, because it's not a very sunny day out today. But I figured since the day off, day to stay in, why not do a DIY? So the DIY that we're going to do today is going to be based off of, how do I say, a trend that's going on now with the lace-up shirts. But we're going to do it in an inexpensive way using a thrifted t-shirt, which was only 99 cents from one of the thrift stores near my school and university. And we're going to try to make it ourselves to save a bargain, save a buck, and see how it turns out. So let's get right into it. What you're going to want to do first is you're going to measure down the middle of the shirt from the top of the collar to how low you want the cut to go. I measured mine out to be 7 inches. That's how deep I want it to go across the bust area. Then what you're going to do is you're going to measure across the front how wide you want the opening to be. And I did the middle at being 3 inches. So the width of it is 5 inches. So that's how far out on the collar it's going to be cut open. Also, while you're here, if you want your top to be cropped, which I want mine to be cropped, what you do is you measure from the collar all the way down to the amount that you want it to be cropped to. And I measured mine down to 18 inches. So I'm going to cut it at 18.5 so I have a little bit of extra room. Alright, so let's move that out of the way. Next thing you're going to do is get a piece of paper, a pair of paper cutting scissors, and a pen. And you're going to go from the top of this to the amount that you measured out for the slit of your shirt, which is going to be 7 inches. We're going to measure out that 5. Actually, we're not going to measure out 5. We're going to measure out the 3 inches because that's the middle point for the shirt. So put the 3 on the very edge of the paper right there. So you have a point there and a point there. So we're going to call this one point A and this one point B. And then you're going to get a ruler or a straight edge to connect your point A and point B together. This one connect. Alright. So that right there is our line. And what you're going to do is you're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut directly on this line. And make sure the paper that you're using is folded, because you want to cut out an actual triangle, and I'm going to show you that right now. Just going to cut on this line. And there's our opening right there. Okay? So now what you're going to do is you're going to take your shirt, lay it out flat with the back of the shirt on the bottom. So you have the back of the shirt on the bottom, which is the tag areas on the bottom. Then you're going to take your triangle and you're going to line it up with the shirt. I like to pin my things down so that I can cut them right. And if you pin it and when you cut it, you only cut the front area. You don't cut this back part. You have to separate it in order to cut it. So now we have our triangle up here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my fabric cutting scissors and I'm going to cut this triangle out. Lift the shirt up before you cut it. And when you're at the collar, cut at a diagonal that's the same as this line. And that this step is optional. You can also use your chalk to help you draw that straight line that you need to cut. So let's cut. Alright, so now you should have a cutout on the front, and this next step is when it starts to get a little bit technical, but I'm going to try to walk you guys through it. Alright, so now that we have that area cut out on our shirt, we need to have something to go under the shirt to reinforce it so that we can apply the eyelets to it. So since I didn't have any felt, and I thought I did, I just grabbed some scrap material from some old fabric that I have in my room that's really thick and kind of really thick and it's kind of stiff. You just need something to reinforce it because the t-shirt is kind of loose and kind of frail, so you need something to reinforce behind it. So I just measured it out to the 7 inches, and what you're gonna do, you're just gonna fold it in half and cut it. And if you can't find any material or an old shirt or something just to add another layer to this actual shirt, then you can, I guess you can skip this step and still apply the eyelets and it'll be fine. But just for me, I felt like I needed to apply these into there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put them inside the shirt on the sides like this, and I'm gonna fold over. I'm gonna fold over the shirt like this to make it neat. Do this, so I'm just gonna pin it like that, and then I'm gonna finish this. Alright you guys, so as you can see, I pinned the outer edge of the actual strip that we put in the inside of the shirt and also the inside edge. And I also pinned down here close to the bottom because I'm gonna sew kind of around that just to reinforce it so that it doesn't rip anymore, because you know these edges are raw. So I'm gonna flip it so you guys can kind of see the inside. And that's what the inside looks like. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to my sewing machine and I'm gonna show you guys the actual result after this. If you don't have a sewing machine, you can hand stitch this with a needle and black thread, or depending on whatever thread that you want to use. But I'm gonna go straight to my sewing machine and come back to you guys to show you the results of what we get when we sew close to the edge and also so close to this edge on this side. What I do is I'm gonna show you that now after I finish stitching the actual pieces down underneath the bottom of the shirt, I took my iron and I just ironed this out a little bit flatter. I took a ruler and I measured the spaces in between here 1 inch apart, so you can see that 1 inch, 2 inch, 3, all the way down to 7, I believe. Actually no, I lined it up with the very top and it's the 1 inch, and it came all the way down to 8 inches, so I'm gonna have 8 holes. Another kit of eyelets, and these are considerably large eyelets, so the actual string will fit through a little bit easier. When you purchase these eyelets, try to get the ones that come with the that's the actual kit that comes with the piece. And for you to put in the eyelets, what you're gonna need is the eyelet kit and a hammer and also some scissors. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna find the pieces. This is the black piece right here, which is called the anvil, and you have this piece right here. I don't know what it's called, but we're gonna call it the hammer tool. And so what you do is you get the 2 pieces. You have to get the longer piece that fits inside of the other one. So you see this eyelet right here compared to this eyelet right here. This one has a longer stem piece than this one, so this long piece is the one that goes into the front of the shirt, and this is the piece that goes into the actual anvil on the back of the shirt. So I'm going to show you how to put that now. What you do is when you start to cut the holes, you start off with a very, very small hole, and don't worry, I'm going to demonstrate this more than once so you guys can see it. Thing to put under the surface of your shirt so you don't damage what you're hammering down on. I don't want to damage this table. So I'm going to move my scissors to the side and I'm going to test this hole to see if it's big enough for the actual eyelet to fit through. I'm just going to push it through, and it's considerably large enough. So you can see it is pushed through right there. Take the actual anvil part and put this on the inside of the anvil. Just lay it straight down in it. Make sure everything is kind of, slipped into each other. Then you're going to take this shorter piece, the one with the shorter stem, and you're going to lay it right on top of this one. then what you're going to do is you're going to take this piece right here, and you see it has the grooves on it. You're going to put it right on top of that. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take the hammer and you're going to start to hit down on it. What we're going to do is we're going to take our hammer and we're just going to hit down on it. I'm going to check and see. Just keep hitting it a little bit. And as you can see, I'm going to demonstrate that one more time. You grab your piece where it's slit at, you take it and you do a very, very small slit, really small, with the very tip of the scissors. And then I put my scissors through there, make sure it went all the way through. And then I cut a small X. Because if you cut it too big, it's kind of hard to go backwards. So I grab my two pieces. Alright, since it's in there, I'm going to grab our protector for our surface. I'm going to grab the anvil, lay it down on the bottom, rest this right on top of it, add the top piece, put this part, and proceed to hammer. And make sure you're careful so you don't. Alright, and there you go. Alright, you guys, so as you can see here, they've all been put in. And they look pretty good. So now what we're going to do, and this last step is really optional because for the actual string, for the top of the shirt, you can use a shoestring, you can use a chain, you can use anything you want to. But for this specific tutorial, I'm gonna actually make this into like a shorter top. Use the actual remnants of the bottom of the shirt, stretch them out really far, and then use that to make the tie and the string and the lace up at the top. So I'm gonna measure about from right here where the original collar was, maybe under this line, 18.5 inches, and I'm gonna cut that and I'll be right back. All right, so just so I can be safe, I measured it down to 20 inches because you can always cut off more, but you can't add it back to it, if that makes sense. So I measured it down to 20 inches, and I'm gonna mark the line across the shirt. Right here we have a straight line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. What we're going to do next is I'm going to move this out the way for a second. This right here is the bottom portion of the shirt. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut I'm going to say about 1.5 inch strip at the very top across the raw edge. You don't necessarily have to be perfect like this. I just chose to because some people may prefer doing it this way. Alright, I'm going to cut another one of those because I want to make sure the string is going to be long enough to lace through all of the eyelets. So right here we have the two strips. They don't have to be perfect. They don't have to be super perfect. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one and I'm going to pull it. Just pull it like that, and it's going to make a string. Seams. So we're just gonna take these and cut it. Alright, and then I'm gonna tie this right here. Like that. Alright, so now you have a really long lace. Gonna take the shirt and we're gonna start lacing from the bottom. You can lace like you're lacing shoes, or if you had a specific design or anything you want to lace it as, I mean, you could do that too. I'm gonna pull the knot over to the side a little bit so you're not actually seeing that knot right there. Just gonna pull it over like that. I'm trying to think if I want to do it over or under. Let's do under. Alright, you guys, so you see that we have finished lacing it up, and I must say it looks pretty daggone good. Like, for my first time doing my first ever DIY and first time ever doing a sweatshirt, I think it came out really good, and I know y'all's came out perfect. Like, so nice. So at the ends, since they're about even, I put a little knot like that to give it that, you know, that unfinished look, you know, with the ends kind of, you know, I think it looks pretty cool like that. So I'm just gonna do that to the other side. Final step to this would be to either leave the ends of the shirt raw this way or to hem it at the bottom. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I hope that it came out pretty clear and it was pretty easy to follow. If you're looking for more tutorials and DIYs and things like this related to this, just let me know. I will be dropping some more videos coming soon. I appreciate all your support and thank you for watching my video. And this is Alexis signing off for you today. I just want to let you guys know that you're all beautiful and continue to stay stylish. Wait. Listen long enough, you can love me. DJ Young Savage. I'll be just yours. You can hold me. Even let you undress my mind. Say goodbye to watch it, then press rewind.